Hello, and welcome to Blue Banther Milk Co. This is a bit of an unusual episode because you're going to be seeing our faces a bit more than usual. So you're welcome. I'm in Australia, obviously, as most of you know, but Matt is in Chicago. So Matt, how are you?
Oh, not bad. I'm overly caffeinated, but good. Yeah.
Hmm,
I think you're
excellent.
just getting caffeinated, aren't you?
I'm under caffeinated. Yeah, it's 5:34 in the morning, and I usually I'm full of get up and go, but today it's I thought, I was going to say that. I was going to say I'm usually full of get up and go, but today it's more like get up and no. And
Oh,
if that's an indication of how tired I am, it's awful. It's like,
it's
whoa.
not your finest work. It's definitely not your finest work at all.
No, that's terrible. But anyway, why are you in Chicago?
I am in Charjo,
In
Charchago.
Yeah, it's
Chick.
Cha Cha.
I'm in Chicago. I'm in Chicago for Star Wars Celebration.
Fantastic.
Um, yeah, and I believe we are now 2 days out, so it's Tuesday over here. I know it's your Wednesday morning. Is it? Is it your Wednesday morning over there?
Let me just check the calendar. Yes. Yes, it is Wednesday today. Jesus.
Yeah, yeah. Get that coffee in you, man. Like I'm the
Yeah.
I'm the one traveling. I'm okay with not knowing what day it is. But
Yeah.
yeah. So it's Tuesday afternoon here. I'm let's see. It's about 2:30 p.m. or just a little bit after that. We've got a day and a half before Star Wars Celebration actually begins.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. The nerves are finally starting to creep up. Um, I believe people are starting to actually arrive into the city now.
Oh,
Up to
awesome.
this, yeah, like I've been here since Thursday last week, so I thought I'd have a bit of a touristy stay before I,
Cool.
got into everything. And so everyone I've met have either been locals or kind of the few people that might say like have family here and have come to visit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's starting to get real from today on.
Fantastic. Well, obviously people can follow your trip on the Instagram account, and you've been sort of going around, and it's been mostly food, I've noticed, but it's cool that every so often it just pops up, and it's just you and a bunch of people in Star Wars t-shirts, and it's like, oh yeah, it feels like it's like a meeting of the clans. It's like this
Yeah,
central hub, and everyone's there for like this big like a big summit, which is cool because I, I don't have to, obviously, I don't have to tell you, but there is like a bit of a vocal minority, obviously, in the fandom of just like pure white hot negativity. So it's lovely just to see like a bunch of people just being like, nah, forget that. This
yeah.
is a super fun thing about. It's about Star Wars. It's about all that cool Star Wars stuff, adventure,
Yeah.
love,
Well,
friendship, all that cool stuff. The
yeah.
Force.
Yeah. Well, I've got a bit of a hot take on that. Those people aren't in the fandom, the negative
Yeah,
ones. It's
exactly.
they say they are. The fandom menace, whatever. Um, you know, bullshit.
Yep.
There's my one swear. You're not in the fandom. You got to actually like something and be a fan of it to be in a fandom. You may have been in the fandom. That's not going to be what this is about. Like there are going to be overwhelmingly happy people at this thing.
Yep.
Um, like, and look, that's really what it's all about. Like, you don't get together with a whole bunch of people to poo poo it. Unless you're. I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. You could be into that. Get a life. Um, but yeah, like so far everyone I've met and forgive me, I'm gonna do the few shout outs. So like
Please do.
since I've been in Chicago, so like I met a guy named Ken from the Midwesteros, cool name, Midwesteros Game of Thrones cosplay group. They're going to be at Celebration. So shout out to you guys. I think they're going to be doing a bit of a mashup, and they may be turning up in Star Trek uniforms on one of the days.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So Ken was an absolute rock star. Met him at the AT&T store down on Michigan, and there's a Game of Thrones exhibition there, which is
Oh,
awesome. They've got
fantastic.
like original costumes and props, and VR and AR experiences and stuff in this giant phone store. I needed a data sim. Sorry, for the Americans, data sim, not a dada sim, because I know what I sound like. I know what I sound like. But yeah, so I only needed that, and Ken helped me out, and and we got chatting, and yeah, he's a mad cosplayer, and so they will be there. And then I met this guy, Jay, at the Trader Joe's. Jay, if you're watching, hi, I'll see you soon. Come to one of the parties. He didn't get tickets. Unfortunately, he missed out, but his birthday's on Monday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jay.
Then who else? Who else we got? So I met them. Then I met TJ and his son, Jalen. So they're some of the early guys. I met them on the train. Just happened to be his son. So Jalen had a Mandalorian backpack.
Oh, yeah.
And TJ had a T-shirt poking out from under his tracksuit. And yeah, we got chatting, and then we buddied up and we went to the US Pizza Museum.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool. Like, small, free to get in, just, like limited edition pizza boxes. They're on the Instagram story.
I know, yes, I did see those. Yes, they were amazing.
Yeah. And then as of last night, one of my new dorm rooms, so I'm staying in a dorm like a young person. Just because the accommodation's going to be so heinously expensive to be close to the venue. So I thought, I'll recoup a bit, and it's been good. It's been quiet. But yeah, so Quinn, he's a YouTuber. So his YouTube channel is, what is it, Captain Crone?
Oh, yeah. I subscribed to that yesterday and had a bit of a look. And no, he's cool. Yeah.
So his bunk is in here. He's cool. He's down from Alaska.
Wow.
Yeah, you think that we've got it bad when it comes to jet lag? They win, and they're in the same country. Wow. He was telling me he's been up for 27 hours as of yesterday just to get from Alaska to here because of a flight weird thing. He had to cross a time zone, go back a time zone, then get to Chicago. Nuts. So outrageous. Yeah, we hung out a bit last night, and then today. This morning, actually, I went and had breakfast with Andy and Morgan from Star Wars Ramblings.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's Andy from Star Wars Ramblings, Morgan, his wife. We met there. We went down to a place called Batter and Berries in Lincoln Park, and it was awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah, really good food. And then that's sort of been it for now. And then I've started seeing people wandering the streets in Star Wars gear and, just like little head nods and stuff like that. And it's like, it's kind of like when I had like a really good mustache at one point. You'd walk down the street and some guy with a twizzly mustache would just, dip his monocle at you.
Top of the morning.
Yeah. Hello, sir. So that's been cool. And then as I think I've already told you, yesterday was nuts. Went to the shit fountain.
Yes.
Yeah.
You might need to clarify that though, because obviously I've seen images of the shit fountain, and it's not like a water fountain that's shooting out shit, and it's not a chocolate fountain that's cascading. So just a little bit of a primer just to explain that one, please.
Yeah. So in South Chicago, there is an artist named Jerzy Kenner. On his street where his home and studio is, he installed a bronze statue of a dog shit, basically. And it's one of those things that's in Atlas Obscura. You can go find it. People go and seek it out. And that whole area is awesome, like local bars and restaurants and stuff. And it was a sunny day yesterday, so just, all these chilly Chicagoans were just like, T-shirts, and out they went and got booze in them. But so I met him just by chance. The artist, I was at the shit fountain. You and I were going to have a call, and I wanted to be at the shit fountain for the call. And he walked past unknowingly. He walked past and offered to take a photo because I was doing a selfie, and he's like, let me help you. And he took a couple of pictures of me, and then he walked around the corner, and then he came back, and he's like, "Oh, you're still here." And I told him what I was doing, and he goes, "I made this," and I was like, "What?" And yeah, so he's a Polish migrant, moved to Chicago in his early 20s. He's now much older than that. And yeah, he basically told me that his studio was just there, and it was like a couple of meters. And I was like, "Oh, the thing with the banner. Okay, yeah, that's a studio." And I asked if it's open to the public, and he says, "No, but come in." So I went in, and he showed me through his studio and collections of his works and told me the stories behind them, which was amazing. Yeah, really, really cool stuff just about like, yeah, escaping a country that's leaving communism, coming to the US to try and get away from a class-based society to find a class-based society, and all the hurdles that he had to go through as a migrant. And yeah, and just living through things like, mass shootings and stuff in South Chicago and just all that stuff. And yeah, he showed me through his studio. I met his dog, Frank, and it was awesome. And then I went and ate hot dogs.
Yeah, and drank old style Milwaukee beer.
Yeah, for $1.
That's
$1.
outrageous.
It is outrageous. Like, that's nuts. Happy hours here are amazing.
Yeah, I get that. So
yeah, it's so cheap, but hey, healthcare.
yeah, true.
Yeah, you got to pay for that.
Yeah, that's yeah. There's that meme, isn't there, of like Americans eat and drink as though they have healthcare. Like the deep dish pizzas and the hot dogs and all that crazy nuclear cheese. Oh, it's so good though. So today, I believe the lottery is being announced for the panels.
Yeah, it hasn't been emailed yet. So we are all really, really just like waiting by Twitter and email. It's like, has anyone seen their emails yet? And I don't believe anyone has up to this hour.
Yeah. I did see yesterday people were talking about it. And so obviously, if I've understood this correctly, the system it's 4 panels, isn't it, that you put in for the lottery?
So there's more panels than that, but yeah, only 4 of them have got actual lottery entries.
Yep.
So there's no overnight queuing or anything like that. It's you either get in or you don't.
Yep. Cool. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know I have seen there's a lot of sort of back and forth about that, and but the fun of the queuing, but then also people posting photos of like dudes face down asleep on like a concrete floor and all that kind of thing. And as someone who is a sort of effete snob, I think I prefer the lottery system. I don't like to have to be inconvenienced in any way. I'm not someone who likes camping, essentially.
Same. I don't even like queuing for anything. Like no. I think like I had to have, quintessential American experiences getting in a queue for something like lunch at a popular place. I did that yesterday. It was a 40-minute wait because I was like, no, I really want to try that. And I was just like, get me out of this thing. I don't like this. This is, I'm just not used to it.
I definitely used to be one of those people like, obviously for the viewers at home, me and you both live in Melbourne, which is probably one of the kind of food capitals of the world that people don't really know about. Like there's so much good food. But when I first came here, like the first time I came to Australia was like 7 years ago, and I was here briefly and then I moved away. But that was when, I was in my late 20s, and me and my wife would you'd hear about a restaurant and be like, gotta try it. And you'd go and have like breakfast, and you'd go to a place hungry for breakfast and then queue up for like an hour and a half for it. And that was like a legitimate thing that you just do. And now that we're like, in our 30s, married and all that, you just kind of like, if someone says to you, oh, you go for this brunch place and you have to queue up for 15 minutes, we're like, nah, I'll make breakfast at home. I'm all right. I don't need to queue up for a couple of eggs. You know what I mean?
But like, I remember when, something like smashed avo on toast was special, and it was those places. It was those early Melbourne breakfast cafe restaurant style places before anyone else was doing it. they were the ones with the queues, but now everyone's doing it. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
every late middle-aged person that wants a sea change job is like, I'm going to open a cafe and leave corporate and smash Davo, and it's going to like make me
Yep.
tons of money, and it doesn't. But now you can just go anywhere and get great coffee and great food, and it's I haven't even seen lines for a lot of places in a long time.
That's actually true. Yeah, I mean, maybe if you go down, this is
There's an abundance.
Yeah, we'll get back to Star Wars in a second, like, but I think if you probably, I don't know, if you went down Hardware Lane on like a Saturday morning and all the tourists were there, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
maybe. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it is more acceptable to queue up for mad things though when you're overseas. Like when I've last time I was in America a few years ago, went as in LA and queued up for ages for this place called Egg Slut, and that was definitely worth it. That place was incredible. For the name, for the eggs. Yeah, and that was great. Like, and we queued up at loads of places. Because I mean, America's a dark horse. It's sort of like the way that it's presented to us. Yeah, no, it's just just Egg Slut. It's not like it's not. It is what it is. You just like, I guess I am. Well, I mean the funny thing is, like, I don't know if this is an Australian thing or just something that like my wife's family does, but if you have food and it's like if you have eggs and they're runny and you kind of got all the yolk and stuff, they refer to them as being like slutty. It's like, oh, I want those eggs slutty, you know? So when we saw Egg Slut was a thing, we were like, oh my God, I got to try it out. And these eggs were just like, oh, incredible. Just like cooked to perfection and just like yolk everywhere. Oh my God, absolutely amazing. So I think they're only in like LA and Vegas, you know, they go where the Egg Sluts go. So anyway, the 4 panels are, if I recall correctly, Episode 9, Phantom Menace. I don't know what the other two are.
Episode 9 is the first of the lotteries.
Yeah.
Phantom Menace is the last.
Okay.
In between, it's Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, of course,
and I want to say, what is that third one? I had this problem the other day.
Yeah.
Is it Jedi Fallen Order?
I think it might be. That's the one I'm seeing a lot. I think they've spread it out, haven't they? Because it's not just like... Because in my mind, I was thinking it was going to be like Episode 9, Mandalorian, Clone Wars. But I think they've kind of spread it out. So it's... I don't know. But it's... I mean, it's immaterial because... Have you put it in for all 4 of them?
Yeah, I've put in for all 4 of them. So, like... Yeah, so I've got 2 different groups. So there's the first 2 panels, just myself and my cousin.
Yeah.
And then the second 2 panels, it's myself, Star Wars spelt out, and That Geek Pod.
Yes. Sorry, I'm just quickly Googling what the thing is. It's actually interesting, obviously, when you there's too much text there. I can't be, but it's too early in the morning for that much reading. Like, and I was saying this yesterday, like, obviously Episode 9 in terms of excitement is like here, but if you had told me 5 years ago or 10 years ago that like the Phantom Menace panel would be like there, I'd be like, what are you talking about? No one's going to want to see that. Like, it is a weird thing of like, I'm only coming around to Phantom Menace in the past couple of years. Like, when I rewatched it before The Force Awakens, it offended me. It annoyed me so much. I didn't watch any more of the prequels. I was just like, no, I hate that film. And then I was like, okay, I'll give it another go for Last Jedi, and actually quite enjoyed it. Like, I found a lot to like about it. And I think I sort of, that veil of like, no, I hate the prequels. I hate them. I kind of like went, okay, let's just try and look at these with fresh eyes, and really changed my opinion of a lot of different parts of it. And then now I'm like, after seeing all that stuff of Ahmed Best and Hayden Christian and all that stuff, and obviously I'd love to see them bring out Jake Lloyd and stuff like that, you know, and actually have just that sort of moment for them of like catharsis to say, almost like when there's that big, you know, when there's that big standing ovation for Ahmed Best when he comes out, and just to sort of be like the fans saying, yeah, sorry, it's just a film. And I think a lot of us would complete assholes about it. And I think that's going to be a real, yeah, a real cathartic, kind of like tear-jerking moment when he gets his sort of when he gets welcomed home, I guess, you know, or kind of he deigns to kind of give us his presence, I guess, and everyone will be like, oh yeah, sorry about that, because like yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think that's gonna be cool.
Look, it's gonna be a pretty big moment. Like, even I know at the previous celebration, you know, Hayden Christensen was there, and like he got that massive clap. And I don't know. I think like there's been a bit of a shift. I think a lot of it has come about because people who grew up on the prequels are now old enough to articulate themselves, and older Star Wars fans, I think it was pretty easy to get kind of caught up in that whole red letter media zeitgeist of like, it's cool to bag it out. Like
I 100%. Yeah, totally.
I did too, but you know, also I think back to my late teens, early 20s, and I was a dick. Like I was a bit of a dick, you know, and it's that phase of your life, I think, that most people tend to go through. At some point, you tend to, I think, be far too self-assured.
Yeah.
And everything must be about you, right? And so here came this series of films that quite rightly were designed to grow up an entire generation onto Star Wars, really, in some respects. The films, like the Harry Potter movies, matured with the audience, right? Like, you go back and watch those first 3 Harry Potter films, and it's the same journey as the prequels. It's like so kiddie, less kiddie, not very kiddie.
Yeah.
But like, and finally gets sort of, you know, what an adult might say is good and dramatic and all that sort of stuff. But like, I think where I was going with this is it's easy to talk down something when the only people defending it at that point in time are kids. But now those kids have grown up, and those kids can say, piss off, like, and they can actually talk back. And so you're either left in one of two positions. Either you have a bit of empathy and you go, let me try and see it through your eyes, and go, oh, holy shit, there is something going on here. And I was just maybe back then too kind of wall-eyed or whatever just to see it.
Yeah.
You know, or you can just continue going down that route. And like, obviously there is that faction of people that will just continue to go down that route and be like, everything other than the original trilogy sucks.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely.
You know, I mean, that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you're spot on. And the thing is, it's like, well, you see it a lot with YouTube. It's an interesting thing of like, I find it's a lot more fun to do two things. One, if you don't like something, push it out your brain. Don't even think about it. Like, I don't like Ready Player One. Like, I hated the book. Worst book I've ever read. But when the film came out, I just didn't watch any trailers, and I just didn't see it. And I've never pursued it. And if people are talking about it, I just ignore them. And that's it. And the other fun thing is to talk about things you like. You know, that's it. It's as simple as that. Like, if I don't like the movie Watchmen, you know, don't like it. Love the book, didn't like the film.
Oh yeah.
But if I see people talking about it, saying like it's the best superhero movie of all time, cool. I don't feel the need to go, excuse me, no, it's not. Because there's no fun in that. It's just that. So I mean, a lot of like, and we've talked about this before, like a lot of YouTube videos and a lot of YouTubers, once they've realized you get so many clicks from hating something, you have to then double down and just follow that down the rabbit hole. But the problem is then is all your fans expect that hate from you. So all you can do is hate. So the same people who hate The Last Jedi, who have pivoted and said, no, this is my whole thing now, are going to do the same thing for Episode 9. And they'll do the same thing for whatever comes next. They're going to have to, because they can't come out and say, oh, actually, no, I really like this movie, because their fans will be, oh, well, you're a shill and you're this and you're that. Yeah. And they'll move to someone else who maintains the hate. Yeah, and it's horrible. Like, that this twisting feeling of just like, because I mean, I had that with the prequels, hated them, stopped really being a Star Wars fan and all that, and then kind of came back to it, because in the end I was like, you know what, no, Star Wars kicks ass. I like having this in my life. I like it being a fun thing, and it's been really rewarding, because every like a majority of this stuff's good. And at the end of the day, I don't like Attack of the Clones, so I just don't watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Done. Solved.
Yeah.
And if someone else does like it, great, good for you.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not. This isn't rocket surgery. It's pretty straightforward. But I guess that's the world we live in. But yeah,
it's interesting, and sometimes I gotta say it makes me kind of question our chosen platform. You know, like this is a tough gig getting started on YouTube. If you don't want to just, let's use a term here, if you don't want to shill yourself to the YouTube audience.
Yeah.
You know, the ones that accuse everyone of being shills. Well, actually, no. If we did what you wanted, that would be us shilling ourselves. Absolutely shilling ourselves. Let's be real here, right? Like, if we did that, totally different story. Because, like, the whole comment ecosystem there, it's so self-perpetuating. It's like you can post a video, and it's not like other places where you post something and people respond directly to you necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
The first comment might be directly to you, but I've just noticed overwhelmingly the first comment happens, some stranger just jumps in, and then it just goes off. Off it goes. As a creator, you don't have to do anything. You can just sit back and let these comments go. These just essay after essay of people yelling at each other. And it's like, do you even want, like, I sit there sometimes and I look at stuff that Nick from AT Chat's been getting over the last 2 days.
Oh my God, that is. And the guy's moved from YouTube to Twitter now. The commenter has like kept it going. He's now commenting on his comments on a different platform. You're like, dude, take this energy, take whatever this is and go and find an outlet. Go and run.
Yeah, go and do something that's going to make you feel a hell of a lot better. I don't know. What could it be?
Well, I don't know. It could be anything. Anything. Any sort of creative outlet. Go build a shit fountain. You know, just it's outrageous. Okay, so the lottery's on. Yeah. Tonight you're going out with no idea if you're in. Tonight you're going out for a quiz with, I believe, Force Toast.
Yes. Yeah,
cool.
So Alice and Laura from Force Toast podcast. We're going for drinks, pizza, and trivia.
Lovely.
Tonight. And then tomorrow, I change hotels.
Yep.
Get a haircut and sort of get my bearings. I just need a bit of a trim.
I was gonna say, I feel like nature's already cut your hair.
Shut up. I need a trim. I'm looking like a hippie. Cool. My sideburns. Yeah, just shocking.
Well, I mean, you're going to have a lot of photos taken, obviously, because you've got your you fucker. Sorry, I don't know. So we're trying to keep the language PG-13. Oh no, PG-13. We get one. Yeah,
you get one.
Because going back slightly to what we were talking about before about like prequels and stuff like that, my favorite thing is Ian McDiarmid. Ian McDiarmid in those movies, and you're going to meet him, and you're going to and that's super cool. Like that, like he went. I don't know when it happened. Like I remember watching Phantom Menace. It might have been the last time. Might have been the Last Jedi time, and I just had this thing of just like watching that character and watching his thing. And I was like, this guy just gets it. I do feel as though like George Lucas was sort of like, every time he got to a point where that character was going to speak, he was like, brilliant. This is what I'm here for. Yeah. That was just everything else. He might have been like, oh, that's a bit of a struggle, but that was just flowing. So yeah, meeting Ian McDiarmid. Super jealous about that. That's going to be super cool. Who else are you meeting?
I'm kind of packing myself about all of it because I'm one of those people that's terrible on the spot with famous people. So I've got Eunice, new Chewie. Suadamo. So new Chewie. Ian. I've got
Ian now. It's Ian, your best mate.
First name basis.
Eunice, Ian.
Old mate Ian. I've got then Ahmed Best. So I'm in with Ahmed and Janina Gavankar from Battlefront 2. Iden Versio.
Brilliant. She's amazing.
Yeah. So those are my 4, and yeah, what do you do in those? Like, you have a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Just
I
go
do.
there, not make a total dick of yourself.
Yeah, I guess just try and think of like, well, I mean, maybe don't even think of a question. Just sort of go and just have it in your mind, just to be like, I loved you in this. You were great. Thank you. It's
Be
great to
my
meet
best
you.
friend.
Yeah, yeah, be best friends with me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Can you say this promo?
And here is a stack of stuff to sign.
Yeah.
Draw on my forehead. I'll get it tattooed.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, no, it's hard. I always do that. I go to the Writers Festival and I go to get a book signed, and I just kind of get there and just hand the book to them, and I just like forget. I just forget how to function as a human being, and they're like asking me questions
talking.
like, yeah, I can't do talking, and they're like, oh, did you go into the panel? And I'm like, thank you. So yeah, so that's gonna be cool. Okay, I think that's it. Let's sort of wrap it up. So I will end with this. What do you think the title is going to be for episode 9? And I'll you can speculate about, like, in terms of a like a naming convention. Like, I've sort of got it down to 2 things. Either my one sort of thing I'm hanging my hat on is it's going to be called The Chosen One. Okay, so that's sort of, I've got that in my brain. But the other thing I'm thinking is, in order to keep the naming convention, it's either going to be the of the so like the rise of the rebellion or something like that. So you got Return of the Jedi Adventures and stuff. Or it's going to be something that incorporates hope or new.
Yeah. I don't really have this sort of thing down pat, but I think it's going to have either hope or spark somewhere in it.
Yep.
Or
I go with that.
Like
Spark of Hope.
Yeah, Spark of Hope. I don't know. Like, I feel like one of the things, like, as much as I love The Last Jedi, one of the things that I noticed in it, I thought they said the word, this is a weird little gripe, but they said hope a lot. Like, as like there was an emphasis on using the word hope very deliberately. And
same as Rogue One, really.
Yeah. And I just thought, it was like kind of that thing. It's like, if I had the hope counter, I just would have taken one off.
Ding, ding.
But I kind of feel like there's such an emphasis on that. I kind of feel like it would be an obvious choice to include it.
Yeah.
So it becomes kind of like this stepping self-referential thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. What about you?
So The Chosen One, because I know they kind of said that they want that this one is going to tie it all together. Like, it's going to be whatever that means, but I hope that means they're going to bring in some prequel stuff and all that. Jar Jar. I want Jar Jar.
I would love that.
So The Chosen One sort of brings it all back around, and then you bring Anakin back into it and all that. And then I like the idea of it being, because there's something of the something, just to kind of keep it going. But I would love the one that I had like a year ago, and I was thinking about this, and I was like thinking about Last Jedi and where the story is going to go and all that. I would absolutely just love it to be called The Rebellion Strikes Back. I think that would just be, it wouldn't work. It would probably be a little bit cheap, because I think the thing is, I want one of those 1930s Republic serial names, because The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi are good names, but they're not Attack of the Clones. You know what I mean? They very much kind of differentiate themselves from the Lucas films by having like names, real names. Not like The Empire Strikes Back. Imagine like if that got announced, you'd be like, what are you calling this film? It's like the big sort of like Flash Gordon-y, like, tonight the Empire Strikes Back, like, and so I want that. I want a big sort of like Republic serial, crazy name, but I don't know. I don't think we're going to get it. I mean, we might get the Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, the something, which is where I get Chosen One, obviously. But it's amazing. It's amazing to be at this position now. We're a couple of days out. No bastard's going to leak it, hopefully. And it's just gonna all be, it's like, but I've seen that poster, I've seen a couple of character sheets, meaningless. It's gonna be like all the cast comes out and they do the whole thing, they talk about it, they'll probably reveal the teaser poster, and then it's gonna be a trailer, and it's gonna build and then it'll just be like title. Because I was sorry, obviously they've seen how well that worked with Avengers Endgame. We all knew
Yeah.
it was called Endgame, but watching that
Yeah.
trailer, I was just like, oh, oh, ooh, you know, even like then,
Yeah.
even though we'd kind of everyone had worked it out, but this is brand new,
Yeah.
and once it has a
That's
name, yeah, and then it's real then, and then it's like then we can start calling it something else.
Yeah. And the
Yeah,
hype
no,
can kind of begin a bit more solidly as well. Like,
yeah,
you know, I think they'll release the name and obviously a teaser, and then probably nothing for a bit. I think I think Disney will let Endgame kind of happen because that's soon. That's
very
end of
soon,
this
yeah,
month.
yep,
Yeah, so Endgame will happen. The initial kind of buzz and all that will die down, and then I think once it dies down, they'll probably start hitting
yeah,
like with a bit more Lucasfilm stuff, and yeah, get the Star Wars marketing happening, and then ramp it up
yeah,
until it's just at absolute overdrive, and everyone's kind of
just
wetting themselves.
yep.
Happy
That's
wet.
it.
Yeah.
Happy wet. Yep,
Yeah.
and I cannot wait. So
Fine.
I'm gonna let you go because I am
Cool.
literally here. Like so from the top, I've got my Blue Panther, I've got my jacket and all that. I'm wearing pajamas. I'm wearing pajama bottoms.
Ah.
I'm barefoot.
I am
So
too. I'm barefoot
I'm
too.
like a I'm
I'm
like
on the
a,
floor.
I'm like a newsreader. You know, it's kind of like suit from up there and then just nothing below, or how I always assumed newsreaders were. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go get ready. But good luck with the lottery. That will be obviously incredible. You will be in some capacity in Chicago. So I think our friend Gene Aversa, who
Yes.
did the video about Yoda, he went to Celebration Orlando.
Yes.
And I think he said he didn't get into the panel, but I think he said he was like in the hall and there was like a big screen showing it and all that, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
So you'll be there in some capacity.
I'll
will be
see
in
it
a.
somehow.
You'll see it somehow, definitely. I mean, and I'll be in a hotel room in Sydney at like 2 a.m, having to be quiet and watch it because my wife will be there. So I'll be. I think we agreed I was just going to get in the bathtub, just get the laptop, and then just like be doing stories on my phone and just kind of like that. And the cool thing is, obviously, with a live feed, you can pause it. So I'll be sort of like doing little reports as it goes along, and then we'll get to the trailer. So that is.
Yeah, it's going to be fun and
very
interesting.
Soon.
But yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm nervous. Anyway.
Yes, it's going to be exciting.
Calm blue ocean.
That's it. Use the Force. It's not how the Force works.
Serenity now.
Serenity now. But yeah, cool.
All right.
I'm just trying to think if I've got any more questions. But yes, obviously, I will keep myself appraised of people and the panel lotteries and all that, and because the amount of people we know who are going to Celebration, somebody we know is going to get it. You got to assume.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. Like someone's getting it.
Yeah. Oh, last thing I will say about it. So if you are going to watch it on YouTube, obviously there is the live YouTube stream, the official one that will be happening. There will be podcasters and bloggers and all that sort of stuff. If you've got over 1,000 subscribers, you get to live mobile stream. If you don't, then you don't get to. But I mean, are you gonna watch one of ours over the official one? Probably not. I think us YouTubers are cool people, but let's be realistic here. You're gonna probably want the official stream with like the high quality footage and all that stuff.
It's pretty good.
But there's going to be a plethora of cool footage and people's reactions and stuff like that. So if you're seeing this, I'd say, like, after you've watched the official one, holy crap, just get on the hashtag search in YouTube, because you're going to see people laughing, crying, happy wetting themselves. It's going to be all sorts of cool stuff. We're going to post everything on Instagram as it's happening. So follow us on Instagram. So at Blue Banther Milk Co. There's a link in YouTube anyway. And we'll do our daily wrap-up collections and upload them to YouTube as well.
Fantastic. Okay, well, without further ado, unless you have any more ado, let's, dude, enjoy Chicago and keep me updated. And enjoy beer and pizza and quiz. And I'll see you later.
Thanks, mate. See ya.
Cool. Okay, that is stopping. Oh, no,